All right, guys. Welcome. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. Oops, wrong one.
So, Greg,
wrong. Hang on. I am messing up. Oop, there we go. Hey. Welcome to the after hours of Missions Our Podcast. Now, obviously, there's one thing we got to do to confirm it after hours. Is put on some music.
That's so weird. I'm basing my laptop's almost feel like it's not facing me at all.
Oh man, I am dying here. Sorry for the coffee.
You'll be
guys.
okay. You'll be all right. You'll live.
I just need to drink more beer. Where is?
That's the answer to all cures.
Yeah, just drink beer.
Snake oil.
Inputs credit card number to prove age. You're not allowed to die, sir. Not yet. No, I'm trying to
figure out how to mark these games as bad. I think I'm just gonna put an X next to them.
Give me sudo. Where's my open web? Oh, VLC. No, there we go. Play with VLC. Give me a second here as I do this. Open folder. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, we got music now. We got music. Music inbound.
Do you have
Okay.
a timer to midnight?
I can set one.
Because you're gonna have to count down, and I'm not gonna be able to because there's a slight delay. So it'll be like, for them, it'll be like 1 1 2 2 3 3.
Let me bring up the timer. So it is
Yo, Anthony's gonna die.
10:23 right now. So I would need. Okay, so 10:23. So let's see. That's 36. 63 minutes.
You know what I was thinking for the post show we should try to do? I don't know if you'd be interested in it. It'll ruin VOD, so maybe not, but song request.
Oh, yeah. I can put it on. If people are wanting to put some song requests in.
I guarantee you people are going to want to put song requests.
All right. Give me a second. Let me.
Hi, Hutch. Happy New Year, Hutch.
Happy New Year, Hutch.
So briefly, I want to run down. I have a massive list right here, just huge list that you can't really see because it's just a white screen. Of all the games that I played in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has to activate it first, Orion. So give it a second.
Yeah, give me a second. let me go ahead and activate it. It'll be through extensions. So if you are wanting to request a song, it's going to be through the extension app on screen. So give me 1 second as I activate song request.
I have no idea what he's talking about, guys. So give it a minute. So I was thinking through Nightbot, but or whatever the hell we use.
Okay, it's activated. So yeah, guys.
Do they just put exclamation point song request and then a link?
No, so it's gonna be through the extension. So so when you put your mouse over the stream, there's an MSP box that will pop up. So when you do that, you can click on it, and then you can submit a song request.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh.
That's different.
Oh, there it is. I see it now. Hang on. I gotta. Oh, shit. Oh, I hear stuff going on outside already.
People are already going crazy, huh?
Yep. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the first.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a complicated way to do it, it's just different than how Mission Start than Half Empty does it.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So yeah, already in Salvador and Orion has already put in the request.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's stupid easy. I did not know it was going to be that easy.
Yeah. The joys of extensions and Streamlabs.
No shit. Learning something new every day. All right, so I want to run down the list of games I played this year. If you want to join me, Anthony, on this journey.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me get a cough drop because I'm dying here.
Okay. The only downside, guys, is I can't hear the music, so I have no idea what you guys are playing. Hope it's good. Hope it's good music. Yeah, that's the only thing is I don't know. It's only via SoundCloud. Yeah.
Okay.
The best music I've never heard. So
right,
yeah,
I'm
we
back.
might.
Whew.
Yeah, so it only goes through SoundCloud, huh, Anthony?
It goes through SoundCloud and it goes through my stream apps.
Well, no, I mean they can only request things through SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's no YouTube. Okay, that's interesting.
Yep.
Huh. I think I prefer the Nightbot version just because you can do YouTube as well and SoundCloud.
Right. But with this, I can actually see it and I can control what the song is.
You can do that with you can do that with Nightbot too.
True. But they
With
don't
auto detail.
they don't have a onboard app you can use.
I guess.
It's just
Anyway.
it's just convenient because it has everything here. So, all right. So, yes,
my list.
Our list, yes. So, do you want to do like 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, and then down the list, or?
It's not because I don't have it in any order. I literally went through a list of all the games that came out this year. Actually, you know what? Let me erase games that I thought were bad.
Okay.
So let me just get rid of all the games that I didn't like this year.
Also forgot to say earlier, happy 2018 Midwest. So,
Yeah, happy 2018 Midwest.
now it's our turn in an hour. Well, hour and a half. The song's kind of popping. This is Chill by Nanode. This is actually pretty cool. I like this. I like this song. I like this. It's cool. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that one.
Well,
I shouldn't have gotten rid of because I mean, there's games I don't like that are on this list, but they're big titles, so.
right.
I don't have a top 10, like straight up. I don't have a top 10, but we can go back and forth, and I can delete them off my list if you hit the same notes.
Okay, that's fine. So, do you want to start or should I?
You go ahead and start.
Okay. So there's a lot of games this past year that came out, and there's some notable ones I wanted to point out. And that were really good, but also because of past in the past I have not produced a game or product as of late to where people were going to question, it's like, are they really going to make a new game or make it good or what, yada yada. So first on my list, Resident Evil 7. That game had no right to be good because Resident Evil 6 was
a weird statement.
So I know, and I'll say this: it's like Resident Evil 6 was pretty bad, and like Capcom was going off the rails with it, and they completely went.
Sorry, Anthony, but I can't hear the music. It's killing me. Everyone's just.
They're saying skip it.
Because Orion likes to put in Return of the Mac because there was a gag that happened kind of last year in Heat, and Anyway, so Resident Evil.
Yeah. Resident Evil 7. So yeah, that game, when it came out, like it was going off the coattails of PT. Like it was definitely riding on that, and there were questions like, was it going to keep it the first person? Are they going to keep it in that mode? And they did. Like people thought it's going to go in third person. People thought, you know, we're going to see a third person kind of type of game, or like kind of how a traditional Resident Evil would be. And that game, it stayed true to its form. It actually was scary, you know, versus the last previous Resident Evil games they put out. And Capcom surprised the hell out of everybody regarding that game, even up until it's revealed. Like the game in the trailers looked so good at E3. It was like, there's no way this is a Resident Evil. And then they showed it. It's like, oh shit, it's a Resident Evil game.
Just everyone like, fuck. How did you play the DLC?
Yes, the deal. So the most of the DLC is really good. The first part of the DLC for Resident Evil 7 is really good. Like really, it's spooky and it's really good. And the later parts, specifically for these last two ones that came out this month, the Chris campaign, and the what was it, Jack's brother, Jack Baker's brother you play as, and you're pretty much going around hitting things and you're actually doing combos. It was kind of more on the lighter side. But yeah, the first part of the DLC is good. Second part of DLC, you know, as of right now, it's okay. But it's like Resident Evil 7 is definitely surprised the hell out of me, and it is definitely like, especially from Capcom too, as of late. As far as like, you know, what have they been working on that has been, you know, questionable or whatnot. The fact that Resident Evil 7 is a shining light is, you know, is a good sign for them. So yeah, RE7 for me is the first one in the game list I have that is surprised.
I guess I'll go with a surprise hit for me too. Something that I played a lot of, and it was just it got better over time, and just like it's still a really, really, really solid, fun game to play, and that's Friday the 13th game.
Oh yeah.
With like it's not scary. I mean, it might be when you first start playing it because you really don't know the maps well enough. You don't know where you are, but like after a while, you start playing a lot of it, and you're just like, okay, I'm on this map. I know where things are. Like you pull up the map for like a second, and you're like, okay, I'm in this area. Like I'm in near these cabins. Like, the hell was that, Anthony?
That is outside. The fireworks are going off in my neighborhood.
Oh, it's not even midnight yet in California. People are celebrating early.
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed in the morning. Anyway, but yeah, like playing as a counselor is fun because there's the franticness of like trying to not get caught by the player Jason, but at the same time trying to get materials and stuff to escape. And there's multiple ways to escape. You can police, you can, you know, get the gas and battery into the car and escape that way, or and find the keys. Of course, you need those three. There's the boat. Like, there's more than one option to escape, and communicating with other players, but only in proximity, is the best and most fun way to play the game. I will say it's very frustrating. People don't have a mic because then you can't communicate, and everyone ends up dying. But playing as Jason is also a blast. Playing as the serial killer, hunting down players and having his abilities is super fun. The game is really buggy, almost to the extent of where like PUBG is, but
at launch, or do you mean like right now?
Yes,
on both.
It's better now. It's better now than it was at launch, but yeah, it was really buggy at launch. But it was still a fun experience. Also, as Jason, you get to walk around and you also get to use your proximity mic with players who are around you. So
yes, there's definitely some been streams. I remember when it came out, there were some funny moments that I saw streamers that were playing the game. I remember one particular moment where the streamer that was playing this Jason, like he was teleported right in the path where the people were in the car as they were trying to get out. And in the last second, he pops up right in front of him on the bridge, and the people that were going towards him, like, they realize like Tim was like, oh shit, and it goes, and actually crashes the car right to the side of the bridge. So they're like,
oh my god.
So they were trying to get out. It's like, it was
that's
the
hilarious.
best.
One of my favorite moments was early on when we were playing it, and we had two friends who were in the game, and they didn't really know how to play. Like, they didn't know strategies and stuff, where the other half of us had played for so long. And I had died early. Like, whoever, I think it was our friend Monkey was playing as Jason. He had been playing a long time, so he knew how to find me immediately, which pissed me off every time. But, you know, early on in the game, when you don't have any weapons or anything to protect yourself from, you're just dead meat. Like, there's just nothing you can really do. What I love doing with a player, Jason, just like slightly taunting them as I'm running from them. But we also have a joke, which is go gadget Jason arm, because he'll be able to grab you from further away than he actually is. But anyway, there was a situation where two players in this car had not played enough of the game to know certain strategies, where the other half did. They as well tried to dodge Jason and ran into a rock. So they scatter like cockroaches. Like, Jason opens up one door, the person had a pocket knife and stabs Jason in the neck. So they got to run away. They all four go different directions. Jason starts to chase one. The one guy named Mark that we play with, who didn't have that capability, like, he didn't know how to play, he circles back around to the car. It's still able to run. Anthony's taking a selfie. And
celebrating the new year. Just do it. Hang on. Go ahead. No, keep going. I'm still listening.
I'm just watching you take a picture. It's funny. But yeah. Like, he circles back to the car, gets in, and escapes with nobody. He just leaves and nobody's around. It was like me and the other guy, like me and my buddy Andy, who were dead, who could communicate after you're dead, were just laughing our asses off. It was so funny. But no, that game was a huge surprise, because I was not expecting it to be as fun and good as it was, and it was just like it's in my top like at least my top 10 of 2018 or 2017. Sorry.
Nice. Why? Why not?
Fucking millennials. All right, so now it's your turn. Pick a game.
This game, I always love watching this game, but even more so this year when I watched it at EVO, especially in person when I went to the event in San Francisco, because that was the best high-level play I've ever seen in person. And these are people who are coming over the world that are from Korea, Japan, that were from South America. It was insane. And the game I'm talking about is Tekken 7. A game is so beautiful to watch at such a high level. It's not only that, but like the story in the game is really fun to watch as well. They found a way to incorporate Akuma into the actual storyline of Tekken, which is nuts. Like the way that they incorporated the way they ended the Mishima saga. Everything about that game is good. Like, it's very daunting for a lot of players who want to get into it, just because there is a lot of mechanics you have to learn, and they don't particularly tell you in the game, and you have to kind of go outside of that. But beside that, there's a lot of that the game has to offer, in lieu of not having that to really walk the player through. But the game looks so good. There's definitely been so many great moments I've loved watching, either at home or in person, and there's definitely great things about that game that I cannot stop pleasing. Obviously, the graphics looks so good. They look far beyond one of the best graphics in a fighting game in a long time. The way that they implemented the slow motion mechanic in the game is just a simple thing, but it just does so many hype moments. Especially when you're thinking you get the last hit, and then it's slow-mo, and then they miss, and then they miss again, and they get the other second hit. It's insane. Like, a small mechanic like that makes a match much more intense toward the end.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. The music, the music is so good. Like, Tekken music has always been good. But in the OST for this game, it's really good. Like, no lie, when I was watching the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather match, I put on some Tekken 7 soundtrack the entire time when they were fighting. I was like, I don't feel like it would have the same resonance, but I mean, I guess so. It was just.
I mean, I'm sure it helped the match.
it was. I was that guy. I was that dude. But yeah, no, it was good. Like, it was like the game itself is just, Bandai Namco has put together a really good Tekken game, and I've never seen a game this successful in a while. Like, I just recently saw they just hit 3 million copies for this year. And I've never seen it so successful to the point where they were one of the top sellers in June of this year, alongside with Crash Bandicoot. And getting a lot of praise from a lot of people and staying it within the mainstream, to even to the point where, people who may not be in a Tekken, like, know of it or able to watch it, very distinctly and know what's going on. It's really good. It's really good. And again, Tekken 7, for me for this year was like easily one of the best watchable games I love to watch. So yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah, definitely a game from this year.
So I'm gonna pick a game that I'm picking a game that I loved this year. But after that, Anthony, for the next game, I want us to pick our biggest disappointment. So,
okay.
But I'm going to do a game that I loved first, and then you're going to pick a disappointment, then I'm going to pick a disappointment. So,
all right.
This should be on everybody's list. I imagine it is if you play it, but Super Mario Odyssey is easily one of the best Mario games in existence. I still hold near and dear to my heart Mario 3, but Odyssey is definitely with those two. It just, everything that was good about 64, everything that was good about Sunshine, everything that was good about the Galaxy games is in here. And with an entirely fresh new mechanic, which is Cappy. Like, it just, whoo boy, like, it just adds so much to the game. Like, I think it took me, and I didn't rush the game. I explored. Like, I didn't leave an area as soon as, which is the requirement to move on to the next level or next space. Like, I explored quite a bit. And it wasn't until, like, I got to the point where I was, like, in my mind just going, I want to see what the next area looks like. Oh my gosh, hey Beer, welcome back to the world. I finished it in a day, Valer. It took me 15 hours to beat the campaign on my first run-through. 15 hours. But here's the thing. I did that in one day, just because I loved the game that much. Because people go like, you beat it in one day, you didn't take your time. And I was like, no, I took my time. I just didn't sleep. But I was just infatuated. I mean, there's a moment in the game, if you haven't gotten there, it's about halfway through, that is just a celebration of Mario. It's a celebration of everything he's like the franchise has accomplished with him. It's everything that means anything about Mario in like a complete package. And I've talked to people about this particular sequence in the game, and everybody has like been emotionally moved by the scene itself. So yeah, I cannot stress enough.
Thank you, because that song he just played last song You deserve that. You deserve that.
What song was it?
I don't think it tells me the history. It doesn't. He knows what he did. He knows what he did. I was listening to it and I was like, "What is this meme-ass song?"
He put a meme song. A meme song.
Yeah.
Sorry, a meme-ass song. There you go. Anyway, God damn it, Orion. Anyway, but yeah, like it's just, and I haven't talked to anybody who hates that game. Like everybody's just like, it is easily the best 3D Mario game by leaps and bounds. It's also funny when I talk about Mario with people because we always, you always rank best Mario games or whatever, and I go, when I talk about the mainland series, 64 is always on the bottom. And Sunshine is actually above 64. Which surprises a lot of people, but I always say, like, that doesn't mean I hate 64 by any measure. It just means that, like, I find elements and things in Mario 64 to be extremely dated. Your memory of them might be great right now, but go play it again. Go play it again and tell me that it is a well-made, like, it's a highly made game. Like, I mean, it is, but in terms of other Mario games, no. Like, shut up, Blair. Not what I'm saying. But yeah, if you haven't played Odyssey, I don't know what you're doing with your, but because I didn't have money and I went out of my way to buy a Switch and Odyssey, as I had to play that game. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely my top games in 2017. All right, Anthony, pick a disappointing.
I'm trying to think of a disappointing game.
Oh, I got my biggest disappointment. I fucking highlighted it right now.
I mean, like I concur with your disappointment game because that was a game I was excited for, and then.
Well, I haven't told you what it is. How do you know what it is?
Because I know who you are.
Okay, all right. Take a guess. What is my biggest disappointment of 2017?
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Son of a bitch.
Because like. I was really looking forward to that game. Like up until its release, it's like you and I were on this podcast talking about how excited we are. That we just want more Mass Effect. We want to. That's all we wanted out of that series.
Also, hi Slub01.
Yeah,
just so you pop in.
Yeah, that's why I waved. And I really wanted that game to be good. But then just
you and me both.
Yeah, and then it came out, and then it just did not perform well on various levels. Freaking.
I had well, here's the thing, Hutch. First and foremost, I had a lot of disappointing games this year. Like I have a list of games over here that I felt were disappointing to me. But yeah, no, that was the biggest disappointment because I was super excited for that game, man.
Yeah.
Like I was.
And it sucks that EA literally left that to die. Like. They took the entire staff that was working on that to go work on something else afterwards.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, like history of the development of the game and what went through, like why it turned out to be such a steaming pile of shit. Like there's a lot of reasons behind it.
Yeah.
One of the bigger reasons was that like it was rushed. It was massively rushed. So like
the financials.
Well, the Jesus Christ, the program they use that like all big RPGs use for facial animations, like it's used as a template, and they kind of just left it there. They didn't modify it or change. Yeah. So like everybody looks stiff and mannequin-esque, and like it didn't bother me too much because. That's not what makes the game for me. The reason that it was a big disappointment for me was that there was no story. Like there was, but there wasn't. And at the end of it, it was basically like how I felt everybody wanted Mass Effect 3 to end. Everything's fucking sunshine and unicorn farts. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh. Like, give me that fucking bittersweet ending. The story is a tragedy. Like, ugh. Ugh. Oh
yeah, I was really hoping that game would be great, but
it's also boring. Like they do a thing with the open world area where they're like, hey, you got to get to this area to start the next mission, or you got to get to this area to do a thing, and you get there and kill 5 enemies and then do the thing, and then you run to the next area and it's a long fucking run.
Yeah.
It's like with fucking Destiny, at least you get a car.
Yeah. Something.
It's just it like I remember going to this like big planet for the Krogans, which is like a big deserty planet, and there's a mission in the game where you have to activate like these different these big different things that allow the world to then be terraformed to whatever race is going to live there. And I swear to God, like most planets took me like an hour to do. This fucking desert planet took me 3 hours, just because the distance between the things were so far.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. So like, on that note, the reason that's there is to force you to explore. But people forgot you didn't get a Sparrow immediately in Destiny 1 either. Would like to whine about it, but
didn't you get like a Sparrow like in the was it like in the first 5 hours of the game? 10 hours?
Which one? Destiny 1?
Destiny 1, yeah, because I know you get it fairly early.
Oh no, you get it fairly early. You get your Sparrow after Venus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Destiny 2, you get it after the main campaign, but the whole idea about having you walk from point A to point B throughout all of Destiny 2 is so that way you kind of learn the areas. They want you to stop and kind of look and see if like there's material on the ground or a chest or some shit like that, or if it's a public event and you just don't race past it, like you get to be a part of it and level up and shit like that. So that was their whole point of not giving you a Sparrow immediately. Plus they felt like Sparrows in Destiny 1 were used primarily for post-game stuff. So what's the point of, you know, giving you something that's going to give you that quick advantage right away?
Yep. Also, I got your song, Orion. I'm listening to it right now when people are on stream. It's another Mimi song.
We'll get to Destiny 2 because it's on my list. It's on my list of one of the best games of the year. And I think people give Destiny 2 too harsh of a rap. Not an undeserved one, but too harsh of a rap. So we'll get to it.
So one thing I want to bring up from this past year, it's just there definitely have been at points this year where, specifically, it's like times of the month or day that like 3 blockbuster games were coming out either on the same day or within the same time period.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, like, I only have a Xbox, so like I didn't get to play Nier Automata. I didn't get to play the new Uncharted. I didn't have a Switch early on, so like there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to play out of the blockbusters. But yeah, there was a lot.
It was insane. Like March itself was insane, and then followed up early April with Persona 5, and then recently
Persona 5, yeah.
There was all in one day Assassin's Creed Origins, Super Mario Odyssey, and Wolfenstein 2 in a day, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, there has been some huge release. And the thing about this is, like, these games aren't short games. They're meaty games. So, like, if you wanted to play through all of it, like, you would have to dedicate a good amount of time to do it. So there's definitely has been times of this year where it's kind of, I guess, if you can afford it, if you can play these games, specifically for people who write for other outlets. Like, I can only imagine like how like the amount of work that was put into a month or two regarding some of these huge releases in a day or less. So
yeah, it's
insane. It's insane the fact that happened. But with that being said, my game of the year, Nier, that came out in March. So good. So good. I love it. And I'm seeing the fact that it's beginning Game of the Year awards this year from other outlets so far as well. So that game is super good. Like, it is a game where you would have to play it over and over again. In terms of like not in the way where you play the entire game over again, but like it starts out that way when you beat the game, but then you play again, and then it's different, and then you do it again, and now you're playing a completely different character. And it really dives into that question of humanity, and if an android is able to feel an emotion as a human, isn't that an android a human being or not? Like in other things alongside, they put into question in Nier, and it's really good. It's really good. I think that if you were to tell, me like a year prior to this, that Nier Automata is going to be one of the games are going to be getting a game of the year from multiple outlets, a game to a sequel potentially, from a third ending, from a very niche RPG, I would have called you crazy. So, and obviously the one thing that really drew people into this game was first the loot, the whole 2B butt thing. But then, like, once they got him with that, then it's like, oh wait, this game's actually good. Hang on a minute, it's not just butts. And then the action is great. Platinum Games is so good.
Sorry, Hutch doesn't like talking like about games he hasn't even played. So yeah, that's why. I'll type it in the chat for sure. So.
Like, I'm not gonna spoiler anything from Nier. I'll just say, like, the game is good. Like, if you have not played through it, like, it is definitely a game worth playing this year. It is my game of the year for this year, for sure.
I definitely will when I get a PS4, but
it's on PC as well.
So,
hang on, I'll be right back. I need to get some Vicks on my chest.
Okay. Let's get some of that Vicks, some of that tussin. Hutch, can you hear me? A little tussin on it. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, Destiny 2, like, I think that a lot of the complaints that people have about it aren't necessarily unwarranted, but when you look at what the campaign is as a whole, it can be played where, hey Remley, Happy New Year. Thanks for coming in and saying that. Much appreciated. I hope to see you tomorrow night on my stream, on my last half-empty stream. When you look at Destiny 2 as a whole, and you look at its campaign, and you look at how it's played, and how there's separate levels entirely that are just fun to play as they are, especially like that rooftop level. That's so much fun. Like, it's a stellar campaign. Where Destiny 2 fails is its post-game content. Like, when you're done with what you're done with, like, it becomes a super casual RPG. I've had friends who barely play the game, and they were at max level within a few weeks. So, like, it's, I talked to a guy at GameStop who was like, I really like Destiny 2. I played it on PC, and I'm already at 305, and I haven't even done the raid. And I'm like, yeah, because that's how the game's built. But, like, when I look at the campaign, I look at some complaints people have of, like, not having their Sparrow, or feeling like there's not enough guns, or something to that effect. I'm like, well, that's limitations intentionally. Like, it's written into the plot, and I feel like it works in its capabilities. It's not a perfect game by any measure, and I don't think it should, like, it's definitely not. It might be in my top 10 because I didn't play a ton this year, or didn't get to, but it's definitely, like, I personally feel like the experience I had with that, like, 8-hour campaign was so much fun and so different from what Destiny 1 was that, like, I want to go through it again with a Hunter. I want to go through it again with a Titan. Also, for the achievements. And another thing about Destiny 2 is like you don't like people complain about the microtransactions in it, and I'm like, that isn't the game. Getting and my hair always looks weird when it's just down like that. That's what's so weird to me about microtransactions this year. Like microtransactions were a big like hot button issue this year. Primarily loot boxes. And I still argue that loot boxes are not gambling, because in gambling there's a chance of losing money. With loot boxes, no chance of losing money. You buy a thing. It's like saying that if you bought a pack of Magic the Gathering cards and got a bunch of cards you didn't want, that you lost money. Well, you didn't, because you bought cards. Same with loot boxes. You bought things. Even if you didn't want what was in the pack, you still bought it. You didn't lose money. Like literally lose money, not like, oh, I wasted my money. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the actual chance to lose your money. Like with actual gambling. Is there a moral discrepancy? Maybe. I don't really think so, because if you're an adult with a credit card, like, what's the problem? You make that choice. Plus, you know, like, did I agree with Battlefront 2's? Not by a long shot. But do I think that they're the most evil thing on the goddamn planet? Hell no. Hell goddamn no. Because it was still optional. No one was forcing you to spend extra cash at all. And guess what? I was good at Battlefront 2 without spending an extra dime.
So what's up? What did I miss?
I was going on a rant about people's anger towards loot boxes.
Oh. I see.
Not liking loot boxes, I get. Hating them to the point where they're the hindrance on the gaming industry.
Well, that's what the government's gonna find out. Thank you, EA.
I don't think they'll be considered gambling. I don't. Because again, there's the huge factor of literally losing your money.
Yeah, but then crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. So.
Well, as I've pointed out, like claw machines are technically gambling by the definition of gambling. Mm-hmm. You put a quarter in, and you may lose your money straight up.
I think that if it does happen, like they'll do the same thing in China, where they just disclose more information about what you're getting. That's
fine. I have no issues with that. Yeah. I have absolutely no issues with that. Like I think, like I would rather have more transparency than anything. But
agreed. I think that
absolutely. Like, and from here on out, like game developers, loot boxes are cosmetic. Just don't even fucking try to like see if it works in the other direction.
No,
like just
no.
They're all cosmetic.
I think somebody put it like the whatever happened with what happened with Battlefront 2, like the well has been poisoned. Like if you associate anything regarding that, of that nature, things will not look good to you. So.
Well, like most of the time, Anthony, like people are like, I don't like loot boxes. Anyway, on to playing video games, and it wasn't until Star Wars was like, I hate it because it's Star Wars. Fist down that I don't want to actually slam my fist down because it's gonna make a loud noise.
Right.
I was telling my neighbor, it's called the Star Wars effect. Like the only reason it's being discussed and talked about is because it's Star Wars. This is why everyone's still talking about Last Jedi. This is why everyone's still talking about Battlefront 2.
Yep, it's true. That's very true.
So
we are.
But I'm gonna actually erase Destiny 2 off my list here, just because I've talked about it already.
Okay, we are.
Let me run down a few. Yeah, we got an hour in.
No, we got less than that. We got 44 minutes until midnight.
What clock are you looking at? It's 11:06.
Yeah, 44 minutes. Or wait, 54 minutes. Sorry. 54 minutes. My bad. Sorry, I can't count.
I was like, what? Are we looking at the same clock? What is happening here? So I want to talk about. So I'm just going to run down a few games on my list here that I think are interesting to talk about. 1-2 Switch. Boy, oh boy, that's not a $50 game. Boy, that's not a $50 game in any way, shape, or form.
No, it is not. No.
It's fun. It's a fun game, but it's at best a $20 game. At most a $20 game. So, but yeah, that's a fun Switch game to have, I guess.
I mean, you get to play the jerk off game.
Yeah, if you jerk off like that, that's saying a lot. I mean, there's the soda game, which is kind of jerking off.
That's what I'm saying. That the soda game is the jerk off game.
That game's the biggest waste of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait until it's super used or something. So I bought Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, which was a side-scrolling remaster of an old Genesis game that I had never gotten to play, and it's super fun. Like I highly recommend checking it out. It like forces you kind of to backtrack, and when you get new characters, to take those characters to new areas. If you jack off like you're milking a cow, first off, yeah, that's impressive. Secondly, because the game has you do this, it like has you like press the thing down like this and slowly go down.
I love the fact that when they got people out to the event, they were forcing them to like do the full motion at the event, forcing game journalists to do it. That was great. That was hilarious.
So you shaking my head? Yes, I've milked a cow. I do not milk my dick the same way. Anyway, that is not normal MSP talk. not that it matters. Let's see. That's You, which is a PS4 exclusive title. You have to actually download an app to play that, but it's actually kind of fun to play with a bunch of friends that you know really well. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. My method is pretty quick, so I'll go with what I have. Thanks for the offer, though.
Damn.
Not that I think you were offering. Just clear that up. But if you want to see a good like representation of That's You, definitely watch the newest video that Funhouse just put out like today. But this game was a bit of a disappointment. And I was excited about it because I'm a big fan of the Saints Row series, but Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah, that came out like a fart, man. Like that just came out and then nobody cared.
Do you like doing the same 80 tasks over and over and over again? Not even 80 tasks, I'm sorry. Do you like doing the same task 80 times over and over and over? The problem with the game is I just kept playing story. And it was like, go to this location where the enemy has an underground base. You go down there, and it's the same fucking area every time. There was nothing that changed about that game. Even bosses were the same. Oh my god, it was boring.
Yeah.
I was like, I got 3 hours of it, and I was like, I am done. And I unlocked like a lot of characters in that game, including Pierce, and Pierce sucked in that game.
There was some potential for that game. There was some potential, but
there was a lot of potential. Like, it was supposed to reset the entire Saints like franchise, and it was just ugh.
Yeah, like it was supposedly like it was supposedly like going to be like a kind of a pseudo sequel to the Saints franchise, because they kind of hinted that there were definitely some tie-ins with the Saints, but
well, it is the same universe. In Gat Out of Hell, which takes place after 4, Johnny Gat is given a choice at the end of the game to like stay in hell or something to that effect, or reset the entire universe. Like reset it to before the first Saints Row game. And canonically wise, that's what it is. It's before the first Saints Row game. So fast forward time after like things have changed a little bit, and you get Agents of Mayhem, which takes place in the distant future, long after everything was said and done. So that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. So like that's why Pierce Washington's in it. That's why Persephone's in it. They mention the Saints. Like it's just there's a lot of things like that, and but nothing, like, it's not funny. It's not like, there's a few characters that are funny, like the roller derby girl is hilarious, but I don't know, man. Like, it just, the game itself was boring.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have fun playing it.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun for a little bit, but after a while, it was like, these 3 characters are really good, and I'm just gonna play as them. It had the same character stigma or hero stigma as Battleborn.
Gotcha.
So, I guess we can talk about Sonic Forces for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I don't think that game is disappointing. I think it's an okay game, but like, I think when you have that game come out the same year as Sonic Mania, you can't help but draw comparisons.
Oh, absolutely.
Because one game was made by fans who were really excited about Sonic and the entire franchise, and was given, like, Sega didn't even really give much of a budget, but at the same time, like, you don't need that much of a budget to, well, actually, kind of do, actually, am I saying? Because the guy who worked on it worked on previous Sega mods before, or Sonic mods before for Sonic the Hedgehog. And when Sonic Mania came out, like, it was fantastic. It was like instantly.
Here's the thing. I played Sonic Forces on stream, and what Hutch is saying is true. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's okay.
Well, I mean, I know you're not, but like, I have to stress that enough to people in general. Yeah. Like, it's not a bad game. It's just not. It doesn't hold up to what, like, let's say, Mania was. Mania was just more fun. Sonic Forces, on the other hand, was like, it controlled well. It controlled better than other Sonic games. It was also extremely short. Like, that game can be beaten in easily 2 hours.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I had to skip cutscenes when I played it on stream too, because the cutscenes don't show up. It just, like, if you play it on PS4 or Xbox One's like internal streaming thing, if a cutscene comes up, it just goes to like a holding menu screen.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
So yeah, I made sure that I just kept skipping cutscenes so that the screen didn't come up for very long. But I mean, yeah, you could definitely say that, Hutch. Like, it was better than expectations because everyone expected to be a steaming pile of shit, but it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't hate Sonic Mania by any measure. I thought, it did what it needed to do, and it had a lot of too, because there's a lot of, like, extra content that if you just do the main story, yeah, it's a few hours, but, like, every, like, other mission had, like, a side mission, or you could go back through other missions and save animals or some shit. Like, there's a lot to do in the game. There's a lot of extra stuff. Yeah, it's not the worst game on the planet by any measure. Not as bad as the internet would make you think. Like, I don't know if you saw the article, Anthony, but Polygon tried to put out an article about a streamer who played it on his stream and then refunded it live. And even Donkey kind of made a joke about it, that the game was like, it was so long to the point. Video Game Donkey, by the way, everyone should know who the hell I'm talking about. He said in his review of the game, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, like, parts that he was falling off at or sucking at, I was like, I never once fell. So there's a part of me that believes that Donkey was intentionally playing poorly to get a video out of it, which I get, but the part that he talks about where the game is so short, the story is so short but it's just long enough to surpass the, like, 2-hour mark for refunds on Steam. This guy proved that you can refund anything on Steam for whatever reason. Like, or you can request a refund. And depending on the situation, they'll refund you or not. That's you know what, accurate Hutch. Accurate Hutch is accurate. But he might just suck. But the problem was the article, like, kind of didn't show this guy in the light that he needed to be shown. And so then I watched his, like, 30-minute video on him defending himself. and he ended up buying the game again just to be like, yeah, it was kind of a dickhead thing of me to do. Let me rectify that. But like the way that the article was written about him was really bad.
Yeah,
it was really bad. That's what got me the most too, Valer. It was really funny because when I talked to Brian and Hutch about Aaron Hansen or Game Grumps playing a Sonic game, like Hutch and Brian kind of go like, whenever he touches a Sonic game, he always finds the worst of the game.
Yeah,
he finds the biggest glitches.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly expected, Valer, for them when he got to the final boss to be stuck on it forever, and he does it in one fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. Even I'll admit, like, I died quite a bit on that final boss. I mean, I did it on stream. Like I died a lot to that boss.
Yeah.
And he does it in one go, and I was just like, of all the times to not suck right now, this is incredible.
I know, right? It's yeah.
The point I'm getting at, by the way, about that streamer in the game is that that kind of content that he produced, whether it be on stream or his YouTube channel, he's the type of people who gave the game a bad rap. He's part of the problem. Like, I don't think the article was well written in the first place, but also I think that what he did was a douchebag thing to do. Like, the game was playable. It was fully fucking playable. Nobody had a problem playing it. It was not that difficult, and it was really short, but so the fuck what? Like, were you able to play it and beat it? Fucking good. Then it's not a bad game. Christ almighty.
I think that
I'm gonna defend Sonic Forces, motherfucker.
I never thought you were such a Sonic fan, Greg.
This is a good year for Sonic, and people aren't accepting it.
Do you have a persona that we don't know about?
Yes.
What I will say though is that it kind of what kind of opened up too is in a situation like the guy returned the game after the supposed 2-hour mark, correct?
The what and the who would what?
The 2-hour mark, like, because there's a limit as far as like how much you have to play the game before you can return it on Steam, right?
So no, that was like a soft rule that Steam put out. The truth is that you can refund a game for however long you play it for whatever reason, as long as Steam deems it as a reasonable idea. Like, you could honestly return a game after playing it for 18 hours with the caveat of it wasn't fun, and still get your refund.
Wow.
Technically.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that it was that broken. That's wow.
Again, I did not grow up with Sonic. Keep that in mind, guys. I was not a Sonic kid. And I honestly believe that most Sonic games are awful. Like, they really, truly are.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But this year was not a bad game for Sonic, or a bad year for Sonic in any way, shape, or form. So
yeah, one game just performed a lot better than the other one.
Well, I mean, if I was to compare the two together, Sonic Mania is way better than Sonic Forces.
Yes.
Like, miles in comparison better. But that's not to say that Sonic Forces was bad.
Yeah, no, it was okay. It wasn't like piss poor.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it also is not a full price game. It's like $40, I think.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So even then, you're not really losing out.
And it was, it wasn't Sonic Mania like $20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Cool. If you die, at least make your video full screen before you do. We'll see. We'll see. So
sorry, I was reading what Josh says. Says, oh man, there was a 3D platforming secret dungeon in Final Fantasy 15, and once you enter it, you cannot save. So you got to go and you got to finish it, or exit and lose your progress and start over. Took 3 hours to beat it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. Also, Hutch, since you're watching us, like, does that mean that you're at the Heat event and you're watching us right now?
The Heat event?
Wait, isn't he at the...
No, MagFest isn't until...
No, I was just watching the stream. Like,
Oh, then no, they cut it like a minute and a half after midnight over there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought they were all still there, like streaming.
No. They
Okay, gotcha. Because I was thinking, like, wait, we're here.
You said heat event, and I was like, what heat event? That's not till MagFest.
I'm the only one awake now. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine so. It's what, fucking 2:21 over there?
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point. Very good point.
Let's see, what else do I have on my list? I have the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game, which was fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna buy each one, and then I forgot about it, and so I rented the disc that had all of it on it, and I cried. There's a moment where I cried.
I would like to point out this year, we got a Mario game, in the weirdest way possible with Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because when that was first shown off at E3, that blew my mind.
I forgot to put that on my list.
It blew my mind, because like, I was watching.
It's a fucking stellar game too, dude.
It's a good game, but like, we live in the world now where Mario is in an XCOM 2 or an XCOM like game, and he has a gun, and he's shooting rabbits. Like what?
Yeah, it's almost like Ubisoft and Nintendo were like, okay, so you can put an Ubisoft thing and a Mario thing together. Not Mario, sorry, Nintendo thing, and they drew Mario out of a hat and rabbits out of a hat. Like, it honestly what it feels like. That being said, dude, like, yeah, the game is so good. Like,
yeah,
I found myself just sitting downstairs with my Switch on the couch, just like, hey, I'm playing Mario and Rabbids, and this is fun. And it's not like I even put it on a stand in front of me and just leaned back with the two like the fucking laziest, fattest I could get, and I was just playing it, like two separate Joy-Cons in each hand, just on my knees, just playing the game. Like, it is so good.
It's insane. It's insane.
I don't like hyperbolous phrases like it was better than it had any right to be, but this is an accurate one to say. Like Mario plus Rabbids did not need to be good. Like, there was no reason for it to be good.
Nobody even asked for this. Like, this is like so far left field. The fact that it exists in this way is just, yeah.
No, I don't know why I didn't put that on my list. I totally forgot to put that on my list.
Yeah, that's just, to me, this year, that's just like, man, that was the beginning of like the weird crossover of some of the games. Because then that followed up with freaking, like, was it Geese and Noctis and Tekken?
Oh yeah. I'd say for Switch also, just to talk about the two other games that Switch came out with this year, but ARMS, which was basically just like a third-person fighting game.
Yeah, I low key I enjoy watching ARMS, but
I honestly like I know why that they're not gonna add it to Evo, but if there was like a small subgenre that didn't really mean anything for a tournament of ARMS at Evo, that would be rare.
But, well, speaking of which, it is being featured as one of the games at Japan Evo. It's going to be actually next month, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
also didn't know there was a Japan Evo.
Yes, there is.
But Splatoon 2 is the other one I want to talk about.
Yes. Splatoon 2.
What a fucking well-made game. Like...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's, well, you know, on that note, Hutch, back to ARMS for like a second. It's totally not for everybody. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't play it well enough to like it, but when I watch other people play it who are good at it, I'm like, oh, this game has potential. But then again, I feel that way about every fighting game, so there's that. But no, Splatoon 2, like, it took everything that worked really well and was good in Splatoon 1 and just, like, made it that much better in the sequel.
Yeah.
And also with, like, the fucking Switch. You can play that anywhere.
I know.
It's so brilliant.
I know. Yeah. I still like the original Idols versus the ones they have right now, but you know, it's whatever.
One of the things that Splatoon 2 did, one of the small things that I think was really, really, really smart of them, was Miiverse went away. So like the little like things that people drew or
I
whatever.
totally forgot about that. Yeah.
But they added it in Splatoon 2, just as like a feature. Like that was so like it's such a small thing, but I know that made a lot of people happy. So
yeah, that was pretty cool. I love that. It's like every time I look on Twitter, like Zone is posted something in there. So
if I had more friends regularly playing Splatoon 2, then I wouldn't have like sent it back to GameFly, and I would have just bought it. But I just don't have enough like the regular friends that I play games with playing Splatoon 2. So, but hey, when Splatoon 3 comes out,
yeah, I mean you could buy me a Switch if you want, if you really want to.
Dude, I barely have money for myself.
I know.
Anthony, what about Injustice 2?
Oh man, Injustice 2 was a game I also enjoyed watching. But I also played in the beta for a bit too when it was out before it came out. I really like the loot system in the game. Like I really like for just play matches online, and then every time you would win, like you would gain a certain amount of items that you could put to your character. And then whatever those items are could enhance your character in different ways. In some cases, even giving them like auto abilities that not other characters would have. Or if you want to, say plus 10 to your defense or whatnot. There's definitely it definitely grabbed at the Diablo kind of loot feeling every time I did that for the single player part of it or for the online part. Because they obviously had a competitive, like non-tournament mode for those who want to play more but a serious versus what they have for the gear system. Like I like that. It's really cool. Story wise, it was I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the first Injustice 1 story rather than the second one. But it was still pretty cool to watch and see.
Well, what I liked about Injustice 2 story versus the first one was that it didn't involve any of the alternate universe. This was all self-contained.
Yeah, it's all self-contained, yeah. But they introduced Brainiac into it, which is really cool. I was really hoping Darkseid would have been the main bad guy rather than Brainiac, but yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I'm typing real quick. I'm just gonna say it out loud, guys. Trust me, I have a Switch now, so I'm not gonna be behind on playing Switch games with you anymore. I just felt like with Splatoon and like Mario Kart, I was just so far behind everybody else. It didn't feel like that's the problem with multiplayer games as a whole. Is if you hop into a multiplayer game late, you feel like you're kind of behind the curve. So. Let's see, what else do I have on my list? Golf Story was a really fun Switch game that I'm glad I bought.
So when I heard about Golf Story, I was like immediately thinking like, oh, is it the same guys who did Game Dev Story or in games like that back in the day? Which I found out it is a completely different company. But yeah, I heard a lot of good stuff about the game though. Also,
Hutch, I don't have Mario Kart 8. Just straight up, like, didn't rent it, don't have it, played a little bit at my friend's house, but that's about it. I was saying, man, that was mainly for Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
What game were we just now talking about? I erased it off my list.
Golf Story.
So yeah, Golf Story is kind of like a mix between, I would honestly say, Anthony, Earthbound and what the hell is that? They just came out with a new version of for Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots.
Oh, okay. It's actually really good. That's a really good combo, actually.
Yeah, like it's quirky and weird and different, and with its visual style being 8-bit in a sense, maybe closer to 16-bit. It just has this. It has this very unique visual style to it, but the way that you play the golf itself is, like I said, very similar to Hot Shots, where it's you press it to start it, you hit it, and you try to make it accurate, and then you hit it back to to make it as accurate as possible. So it's like button, and then you hit the ball. Depending on wind or what driver you have and the distance, like, will all depend on where the ball lands. But like, there's a whole mission where you have to get all these turtles to come back to the part of an island for a guy. because he has friend turtles, and the way that you do that is by luring the turtles in with fish, and you throw balls into areas to chase fish into an area, and then the turtles go to that area, and then to further cement their friendship with him, you then have to use the turtles' backs as the bouncing platforms for the ball to get to the hole.
Nice.
Shit like that exists in Golf Story, and it's awesome.
Nice. Is that
so,
only on Switch, or?
It's only on Switch, as far as I know. If someone correct me in chat if it's on more than Switch, but as far as I know, it's only on Switch.
Gotcha. Okay.
Speaking of another indie game that I thought was stellar this year was Cuphead.
I was about to say the same thing too, man. Cuphead. The minute it was shown in that 30-second sizzle reel for Microsoft, like, I think everybody just kind of paused, like, wait, go back. What was that? Because the animation in that game was ridiculous. Like, they were able to nail that 30s animation style so well that, you know, it kind of, you know, begs the question, like, how exactly? And I was like that for a long time too. Like, how can you pull this off in a game like this? And the game just oozes with it, with not only with the art style, but it plays like Gunstar Heroes, which is, you know, if you're gonna copy any game, that's a good way to do it. The way that the animation for every person moves, everything, every animate object, some of the sound effects, especially the pig when you go get your items, it's so guttural, but it's so good.
That was easily my favorite. Like, that was the thing that sparked my interest when I saw it at E3 that one year, like 4 fucking years ago. Was just that 30s visual style. Like, I love that animation to a point. You know, it is dated. It's dated as hell, but there's that historical aspect to it. And, you know, if you watch, you know, I think you kind of briefly mentioned it. I was reading the chat at the same time. I got 805 because it's not hoppy.
I got great white beer. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not just the visual style. Like, they also have the aspect of, like, how the audio sounds.
Yes.
You know, everything sounds like it's from the 1930s. And you know, like, I think you mentioned it, but if the game dev of making it, and that they drew every single sprite.
Yeah.
They drew every single boss, like, hand drawn everything. Like, that's why the game took so long, which is brilliant. You know, from an artistic standpoint, absolutely brilliant. So, like, I don't know. I love the game. It's hard as hell.
Yeah.
It's hard as hell, but it's so good.
Not to mention, like, just going further beyond that, like, these are these guys' first game, and, like, they put in a lot of money. They had to mortgage their house at some point to get this game completed.
Yeah.
And it was a huge bet, but man, like, everything led up to it just fell into place for them, and it's an incredible game. Like, visually, the way it plays, the way it sounds, it's definitely one of the best surprises of this year. And it's for $20, which is it's insane for the amount of work they put into that game. Like, wow, I would have been happy paying $30-$40 for that game. But yeah,
I understand that, Valeria. It's a $20 that you might not play past a few bosses because it's that difficult. But at the same time, like, I told a friend who was having the same issue, I was like, look at it from this perspective. If you buy the game, you're supporting it. And supporting those guys for the work they put into it is what I am happily giving my money to.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then
because I haven't beaten the game myself. I can't get past the fucking Dice Man guy.
Yes.
He is borderline impossible to me. But I guess we can talk about. I'm just gonna go down my list now. Just crawling it down my list.
Okay.
That is also a problem, Valere. Disney Afternoon Collection came out, which was super fun. 6 classic NES Disney games from the Disney Afternoon like lineup. This was a surprise, honestly. Like it got announced in 2016, but like it came out this year, and I was really I was surprised that this was the game they were going to come out with, because I just didn't think it was a thing. But it is a thing, and they have a really cool mechanic in the game where if you mess up, you can rewind like a few seconds.
What was the 4 games that were?
There's 6 games.
Oh,
so
6
there's
games?
there's Chippendales 1 and 2, DuckTales 1 and 2, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Tailspin by far being the worst game in the pack, because it is Cuphead level difficult.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
Darkwing Duck is Mega Man.
Oh.
And it's actually fairly easy. Chippendales 1 and 2 is super, super easy. And DuckTales 1 is easy, where DuckTales 2 is actually pretty difficult. But they're not super difficult games. They're really, really fun to play. That's definitely a pack I would 100% buy. Like if you kind of like are on the fence about that one, like, so good. I have not played West of Loathing. I'm trying to remember what game that is too. I know I heard about it recently.
I have a blank memory on that one.
I think it's a okay. It's got a lot of high marks. It's iOS, Microsoft, Windows, Linux, and Mac. It's basically on PC and phones. But it's a stick figure like RPG set in the West. It's super quirky and weird and interesting. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe
I guess it's also funny.
It's an animated stick figure RPG. Okay. All right.
Let me see if it's on Android, because that'd be the only way I can play it at the moment. Let's see, West of Loathing. Nope, it's not on Android.
God, that's creepy. God damn it. I'm gonna retweet it anyways.
You okay?
No, I just saw someone on Twitter that's like, it's creepy. It's like, fuck. I wanna. It's from a game. I retweeted just a minute ago. So.
Okay. Let's see. Just going down my list. Got to play Samus Returns. Metroid Samus Returns. Did you get to play that at all, Anthony? Do you even have a DS?
Yes, I do have a DS. Yes, sir, I do have one. Not yet. I know that it's really good, actually.
It's really good. I found it to be a little boring, but that's also because I didn't feel like the game had the same pulling power as, like, let's say Super or Fusion. It's not a bad game. It just
and it was coming close off the coattails of the AM2R release as well.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't say that had any effect on me. It was the whole like aspect. Like, I think what really killed it for me was the joystick aiming thing, because I hate the joystick on the DS. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't. It never feels. Yeah, it just never feels right for me. So we got fucking 20 minutes. I got to get through this list. Star Fox 2. Got to play some Star Fox 2 at my buddy's house.
Yes. Like Star Fox 2, just the fact that thing came out is still it's a part of gaming history that is insane. Because that game was done, but it was never put out because of Nintendo. What was the story go? Like, they wanted to not.
Oh, it was because it was going to come out like right before the 64 and Star Fox 64 were going to come out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Did Blaster Master Zero come out this year?
It did, actually. I think.
Why is it not on my list?
Wait. Cause you did a review on it. It was yeah. It was this year.
Why am I, dude? I did not make my list well enough. I did it like super fast today too. So yeah, it came out March. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Put it on your list, Greg.
It is. I mean, it is technically. I should do a top 10 and just reveal that tomorrow during the podcast or during the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, if we could talk about Blaster Master Zero for like a second. I mean, also, you know, if we're talking about NT Creates games, they also did the Gunvolt Mighty Number 9 Mega Man kind of game.
I think I know what you're talking about.
What the hell is it called?
Was it developed by WayForward?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's developed by NT Creates.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
God damn it! Somebody in the chat. Mighty Gunvolt Burst. That's what it was. Like straight up, it's gonna sound a little mean, but Mighty Gunvolt Burst is better than both Mighty Number 9 or Gunvolt. Like, I like that game more than those two combined.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to sound mean or rude with it, but
that's all. Speedrun of that. Looks fun.
It's super, super fun, man. Like, again, I don't know why it's not on my list. I'm such a bad person. What's great about both Mighty Gunvolt Burst and Master Blaster Zero is they keep putting in new characters from other franchises within the NT universe, but also like outside things. So like Shovel Knight was a playable playable character in Master Blaster Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's 3 new characters being added to Mighty Gunvolt Burst, where there was already 3 characters added. So. Or 1 character, I don't know. Like, I gotta look into it because I want to download them both on the Switch, but I don't have the Skrilla.
Side note, so some final Evo numbers, Evo Japan numbers. Guess how many people have entered for ARMS?
I'm gonna say 500.
Less than that.
300?
340.
That's not bad.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see that at next month, actually, or this month, I think. Yeah. So.
I guess I'll go with the controversial, but Star Wars Battlefront 2. I thought the story was super fun. I thought the campaign or the campaign was short, but it was a lot of fun. Had a really good story. The free DLC that came out, expanded on that a little bit for like an hour's content. It was a blast. The multiplayer is super fun to play. If you know, like, there's a lot of people who aren't going to like it because they don't realize that apparently blasters are highly inaccurate. They always have been. I mean, watch anybody shoot a blaster in any of the films, and nobody's accurate. The DLC was always going to be free. Like, people were like, "Oh, it was free because of this whole content." No.
Yeah, it was that same case.
It was always going to be free.
Yeah, it's the same case as last year, I believe.
Well, like when they announced the game last year at E3, they were like, "And all up DLC will be free," but everyone chose to forget about that because fuck this, fuck the whatever. Anyway, costless internet delivered code. God damn you! But no, like, I love that multiplayer. It was like super fun to play. I mean, maybe I was just good at it, and that's why. But I wasn't great. Like, I didn't always win. I got my ass kicked quite frequently. But you know, it felt like any other multiplayer game. Like, I enjoyed playing it. And it was Star Wars, so like it really captivated me. And I was really, really, really disappointed by the backlash that it got and how badly it sold.
Yep.
Like,
I will say though,
so much.
I will say though, the one time, because we keep telling people, if you want to voice your opinion, the best ways to do it is to vote with your wallet. And for a long time, like, there's been petitions for games or for things, and like nobody really took it seriously. And even Bobby Kotick way back then when the whole Rock Band thing was going on with peripherals and saying like, you know, gamers are dumb. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna follow through. This is the one time that people actually came together and stood in one unison to actually say something. Whether you think it may be good or bad, they actually did something once and actually united, rather than say it and then complain about it. They actually, put the money where their mouth was.
Yeah, sure, but I don't think that this particular outrage is going to serve much a purpose down the line. I don't think it's going to stop anybody from...
Maybe. It depends. It all depends on what's going to happen in the next year.
I think it'll change the fact, like, this definitely the biggest warning to developers that, people will put up with microtransactions as long as they don't affect the gameplay. Like, this was the nail in the coffin for that aspect, not for loot boxes going away. Especially if, like, certain, especially, like, first and foremost, the United States is not going to declare them as gambling. Straight up. It's just not going to happen.
Yes. Well, no. It can happen. Like,
it's very unlikely that it will happen, because there are aspects to loot boxes that are in the same vein as other things that were considered gambling back in the day that then weren't classified as gambling. For example, Pogs. Same kind of category, were not considered gambling. So, I just don't think it'll be. I honestly fully believe that I don't think that'll happen. But
to be fair, Hutch, I mean, it also helped the fact that it reached to mainstream levels and outside of the game industry at large. So
the complaints were kind of valid, Hutch, not super valid. The complaints that the stuff that were in loot boxes for Battlefront 2 did affect the gameplay, that's valid. The problem is where people's complaints went further than that, were exaggerating how much those affected the gameplay. They don't affect the gameplay that much. Now, they do as a whole. They do. So that's where it's bad. But saying that, like, oh, if a person has a fully upgraded star card, they have this grandiose advantage over everybody else is bullshit. It's just absolute bullshit. And that to me was like the biggest problem with people's outrage for it, was they went and listened to assholes like fucking Jim Sterling and Total Biscuit. Instead of going out of their way to maybe listen to somebody else on the other side. They took it upon themselves to declare the game as this evil entity without actually looking into it any further than listening to somebody else.
Well, 90% of the outlets were saying that, regardless of Jim Sterling and...
I said assholes like. People weren't listening. People weren't doing their own research. This, to me, is a perfect example of politics in the country as well. Like, it's people not going out of their way to maybe get other people's perspective to get the whole truth. That was my biggest problem with people's complaints about Battlefront 2. Do I defend EA for putting items that affect the multiplayer in loot boxes that you can buy? Absolutely not. I'm not defending that. But what I am going to defend is people saying that, people making it worse than it was. To me, Hutch, the way people acted, nicely done by the way, the way that people acted in regards to it is the same way that people are saying that Sonic Forces or Sonic Mania was a bad game. To me, that's the exact same thing. So it's just, I just wish people had actually done some research had gone out of their way to maybe watch a streamer that liked the game, listen to somebody else who had a different perspective, but that's not what was happening. You know, people were popping into other streamers that I was watching who were just playing the game and having fun with it, and just making the dumbest comments they possibly could about the microtransactions in the game. Because they thought they knew the full story, but they didn't.
To be fair, somebody actually did do like the entire research and posted this entire thing on Reddit. Like, people were out there actually doing the research, and they were explaining like, hey, these are results of this and what we found, and you could take this information, you know, take it or leave it, and people took it. So it's not like people.
Well, the other problem, Anthony, is a lot of those people weren't doing it due justice. They weren't saying it in a correct fashion. There was one guy who was like, "It's going to cost you this much to have everything at full max." Well, you don't want everything at full max. First and foremost, if you're playing the game and you look at how the star cards work, you don't want them at full max. You want to pick the ones that you like and run with those. So you're not struggling.
Isn't that the end goal? Like,
no.
Like if you're playing a game, don't you want to max out your cards so that
you want to max out the ones you want. So every class has a series of cards, and each card has a different effect. There are 4 different types of grenades. So the idea is that you find the grenade that you like, and you go with that, and you keep upgrading that one. Now, you want to see the difference in upgrading your star cards, Anthony? Let's say the explosion is this big. If you max out your grenade star card, it's this big. Do you see how small of a difference that is? Now, again, I'm not arguing that it's an advantage and that's bad. I'm just saying, at what scale of an advantage is it?
You're not wrong. There's the as I die here. You're not wrong. And yeah.
Sorry, somebody just sent me something funny.
Oh.
But that's my issue. Like that, but that's been the thing with the internet from a whole. That's just something I complain about on this podcast all the time. Is that people have a tendency to do what everybody else does, or what a lot of people do, and that's they have their one news source, or they have their one source of information, and they just run with it. You know, I have complained on this podcast time and time again about how people react on the internet, because outrage on the internet is so easy. It's so easy. And there are a lot of people out there, there are a lot of pundits, video game pundits, much like you and I, who have a problem with just giving out information without thinking about where that information is going or how it's being perceived. I like to think that I give a fair assessment to every opinion that I give. I like to think about both sides of the argument. I like to think about, like I said, you know, when it comes to the Battlefront 2 stuff, I'm glad people were mad at it, and I'm glad that EA caught the fucking front end of that. EA needed to learn a lesson, and they learned that lesson straight up. Mm-hmm. They learned that you cannot have microtransactions in a game that give other players an advantage, even if it's a tiny advantage. It just doesn't work. It's not cool. Fuck off. But at the same time, going to the extent of saying that EA should be shut down as a company, that they're the most evil fucking company in the industry, yada yada yada, is ridiculous. As I said before on a podcast earlier we did this year, James Willems of Funhouse fame, he said I can't think of the word, but every major company is finding a new way to give you the middle finger, and EA is just bad at it. EA is just bad at hiding that middle finger.
So
now,
are you saying that Bungie is giving you the middle finger right now?
I'm saying Activision is giving you the middle finger.
Oh. Are you talking about specifically the big publisher companies, not specifically every other small and medium-sized one?
I mean, Bungie might be part of that middle finger, but I don't think they're the ones trying to give you the middle finger. I think if Bungie could make their own game without having a publisher, they would do it.
Wait, was their whole point of being independent was to get away from it? Oh wait, but then they. Oh, never mind. Actually, they went back to Activision. That's right. Because I remember they went indie, like they went independent from Microsoft, and then.
Well, they went independent from Microsoft to sell to, or to team up with Activision.
Exactly. I was like, wait a minute. They did that for a minute, and then
they went independent for like a day.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, you know, you as the consumer have to be a bit more conscious with how you spend your money. Is all I'm getting at. Like, you know, when Destiny 2 is around, do I give a shit about how my ship looks or how my speeder or my Sparrow looks, or if I have a new dance or emote, or if I can have a new thing on my... No, I don't give a shit about that. That's just fun supplement stuff. What I give a shit about is making sure that my character's at max level, making sure that my character it can stack up against, you know, enemies that are in higher, you know, harder difficulty areas. Like, that's what I care about. It's almost time. We got a little over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's my point, is like, you know, Anthony, you said to me, like, at this point, if you buy Battlefront 2, are you supporting EA? I said no, because they've lost money on this game. All you're doing is telling EA that you like Star Wars. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I cannot stress that enough. Like when you're playing a AAA title, you have to know that the publisher is looking for a way for you to spend more money. So just don't spend that money. Buy the $60 game and go and leave it there. Why is that difficult? Why is that hard to understand? But I think people just they don't see it that way. They don't want to see it that way. They feel like they're getting nickel and dimed, and I'm like, I've never got nickel and dimed. I've never been forced to buy anything that I didn't want to buy. I never went out of my way and said, like, I have to buy loot boxes in Overwatch. Never once have I ever done that. When I played Evolve, I never said I need to spend this $2 to get a skin for my character. Never said that. I never said have to. If I want to, I will. When I play Rocket League, I have a ton of these crates that can only be opened by keys that you have to purchase with real money. I'm not going to open any of those because I don't care. People need to stop caring so much about that shit. Sorry.
All right, guys.
Start caring about how games play, and start caring about how other people feel about games. Start talking to other people who maybe disagree with you about a game's mechanics or how a game's story went. Stop getting so angry so quickly.
All right, we are 30 seconds away from 2018. Grab what you guys in hand. I got my beer with me, so.
Here, I'm gonna start counting as I see the number pop up. See how bad off I am on your end. All right.
All right, here we go.
So we got 11,
10,
9,
8, 7,
6,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Happy New Year. We made it, guys. 2018.
It's officially New Year in the United States as a whole.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us for our New Year's stream. Now you can die. Now I can die. No, I give you permission to die. Yeah.
I don't know what to do with all this alcohol in my system. Actually, I don't have that much alcohol.
Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a year for this Twitch channel and for MSP.
Nah, those don't count. Blair.
But yeah, and then we had fun in 2017, and in 2018 we're definitely going to be looking to do some more fun, awesome stuff.
There are lots of fireworks going outside my house right now. Lots.
I'm gonna expect to hear some pretty soon, at any point. So thanks for doing. Yeah, no problem subbing here. Oh man.
Yeah, I got a little too heavy-handed at the end there, but That's my goal for 2018. Not get so mad at the internet.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
there
get.
he goes.
Not get so mad at the internet.
It's going off now.
But no, 2018 is going to be a very interesting year for this channel, for future content that we're working on. Josh and I are going to make sure that All Queued Up has the audience that we want it to have. Anthony and I have something coming up. I think we're recording on the 4th.
Yes.
If we are we recording or streaming on the 4th?
Oh, streaming. Sorry, streaming.
So we should probably talk about it now.
Oh, of course. Yes. Okay. Oh, before I die. So, for those who are here, and I kind of been hinting at it with some of the promo videos I put out every so often on our stream. But on Thursday nights, Greg and I will be hosting a Let's Play series on this Twitch channel from 6 to 10. And it's going to be just single player games for the most part. And I'm going to be playing. And Greg will be with me on the journey as well. So, and the title, which thanks on Subnor for the title, it is What's on Tap, and it's bartender type of theme, where I'm the bartender and I am serving up good times and serving up some fresh games to play. So definitely check it out. It's going to be happening hopefully this Thursday. And what's Greg's part in all this? He's going to be just be watching the entire time. So
what I'm going to do is I want to be like that bartender that's always there. I want to be the norm of, like, that's my role.
Yeah. So I'm serving it to Greg, to which then I am playing.
We live an hour apart. Honestly, Hutch, if I had my own transportation, I would just drive to Anthony. That's actually one of the goals for 2018 as well, is to get my own car and actually record the Sunday fucking podcast every week with Anthony live. Make the audio better, make our fucking reactions to each other better, just like make it better. I don't know how much Anthony cares that I'm at his house, if that's something that he wants, but
no, stay away. No. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. It forces me to actually sit down and play the games I have. The first everything that we do should start as a passion project and see where it goes from there. Yep. And that's what this is. Pretty much. The first game the first game we're gonna play actually is a game that was given to me at TwitchCon by one of the developers. And it's Dead Cells. So I am super excited. So I'm gonna definitely play that. It's the first game. So
dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm done.
Same.
Briefly for anybody in the chat, I think everybody here is already going to be there, but I'm going to say it again. Tomorrow night, actually tonight, is my last half-empty stream. Oh my gosh. It is my last half-empty stream that I'm hosting as a scheduled streamer. It'll be I'll be playing Mega Man 4, followed by Shovel Knight, followed by Spectre of Torment, and then Jackbox games until I die. Because you guys deserve it, I deserve it. I've had a lot of fun on the channel, but it's time for me to move on. I'll talk more about it tomorrow night, but not going away, just not streaming on Heat. So, but that's tomorrow night. Should be a good time. And then Thursday, I'll be sitting here because I don't think I'll have. We were not using my camera, right, for the stream.
For the thing on Thursday.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be just mine. The only thing we're gonna be using is just your voice, which will pop up as an icon on stream.
That's what I'd rather have. I don't like you guys seeing my face anymore.
Now we'll see it on Sundays as always. Oh, actually, speaking of which, there should be a stream on Sunday. I will be gone. Actually, I'm going to Sac Anime this Saturday, so I gotta do a thing.
I'm trying to figure out how to get there on Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be fine by then. That's my only worry.
I gotta go back to work on Wednesday.
Fun times.
I've had 3 weeks off. It's time for me to go back to work.
Yeah, I gotta find work. That's my goal for 2018. Get a job. Well, actually,
get a job, you bum.
Actually, it's two things. It's get a job, but also go back to school, which I am planning to do so actually in 2 weeks. So I'm going back to school.
I thought stop masturbating so much was going to be on it.
Ha ha ha. No, that's never going to stop.
I'm never going to stop touching my... You can't make me.
All right, well.
I'm also done drinking for the night. There's that too.
All right, guys. I am...
All right.
I lasted this long, but I really need to just focus on healing, and I need to stop.
Yeah, thank you for doing this, Anthony, because I was like, I don't have any...
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully I should be fine in a few more days.
There's a quote for 2018. 2018, my dick will stay raw, you California roll. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night on Heat. We'll see you Thursday. What time on Thursday?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. to
10. 10.
So we'll see you at 6 p.m. on Thursday.
All right.
Boy, oh boy, 2018. Here we come.
Woo! All right. Night, everybody. Oh.
Like you ended that with coughing.